The police officer was halfway through arresting me at my own wedding when my 6-year-old daughter suddenly screamed, "Wait! That's not my real daddy!" Every single person in the church froze. The music stopped. Even the officer holding my arm looked confused. My fiancée slowly turned toward the little girl with pure panic in her eyes. And that's when I realized something was horribly wrong. My name is Ryan. I'm 32 years old, and until that moment, I believed my life was finally becoming perfect. 3 years earlier, my wife Emma died in a car accident. 1 second, she was singing in the passenger seat. The next second, she was gone. For months, I barely functioned. The only reason I kept living was because of our daughter, Chloe. She was 4 years old at the time. Every night she cried herself to sleep asking when Mommy was coming home. And every night I lied. Soon, baby, I hated myself every time I said it. 2 years later, I met Vanessa. She worked at a bookstore near my apartment. She was kind to Chloe immediately, helped her with homework, braided her hair, packed little notes inside her lunchbox. For the first time since Emma died, our home felt warm again. I honestly thought God was giving us another chance. Then came the wedding day. The church was beautiful. White roses everywhere, soft piano music playing. Vanessa looked perfect in her dress. Chloe was smiling while tossing flower petals down the aisle. And I remember thinking, maybe life finally stopped hurting. Then the church doors burst open. 2 police officers walked inside. Everyone started whispering. One officer walked straight toward me. "Ryan Carter?" he asked. "Yes?" "You're under arrest for financial fraud and identity theft." I laughed. Actually laughed, because I thought it had to be some kind of mistake. "I think you've got the wrong guy." The officer pulled out papers. "No, sir. We traced the accounts directly to you." Vanessa suddenly stepped backward. That tiny movement changed everything, because it wasn't fear. It was guilt. Before I could say anything else, handcuffs clicked around my wrists. My guests stared at me like I was a criminal. My own family looked ashamed. And then Chloe screamed, "Wait!" The entire church turned toward her. Tears were pouring down her tiny face. "That's not my real daddy!" people gasped. Vanessa went completely pale. I couldn't even breathe. "What are you talking about, sweetheart?" I whispered. Chloe pointed at Vanessa with shaking hands. "I heard her talking on the phone." The church became dead silent. "She said she was going to take your money after the wedding and move away with another man," Vanessa instantly snapped. "Chloe, stop talking." But Chloe kept crying. "She said Daddy was stupid and sad and easy to trick." The officer slowly removed his hand from my shoulder. Everyone in the church stared at Vanessa now, not me. Her face collapsed. And then something happened I will never forget for the rest of my life. Chloe pulled a tiny voice recorder from her little purse. I recorded it because Mommy taught me bad secrets should never stay hidden. My heart shattered hearing that. Emma's voice, her lessons, still protecting us even after death. The officer took the recorder, pressed play, and suddenly Vanessa's voice echoed through the church. "All I have to do is marry him first. After that, half the money becomes mine anyway." A man's voice laughed on the recording. "What about the kid?" "She'll survive," Vanessa replied coldly. "I only pretended to love her." I thought I was going to throw up. The entire church exploded with whispers. One woman actually stood up and yelled, "You evil woman!" Vanessa tried grabbing the recorder and running. The police stopped her before she reached the doors. Turns out, the fraud charges were real, but they weren't connected to me. Vanessa had secretly opened accounts under my name months earlier. She planned everything carefully. The relationship, the wedding, even getting close to Chloe. I wasn't a husband to her. I was a target. The police arrested Vanessa right there in her wedding dress. Guests watched in complete shock as she was escorted out of the church, crying and screaming. And me? I just dropped to my knees beside Chloe. She wrapped her tiny arms around my neck and whispered, "I didn't want another mommy to hurt you." I cried harder than I ever had in my entire life. Not because I almost got arrested. Not because I almost lost my money. because my little girl protected me when I was too blind to protect myself. That night, Chloe and I ate cold wedding cake on our living room floor, still wearing our fancy clothes. She looked at me quietly and asked, "Daddy, are we still a family?" I kissed her forehead. Always. Sometimes the people who claim to love you are only wearing masks, and sometimes the smallest hearts carry the biggest.